that come in.
Yeah.
We are live.
All right, we're going to call this meeting to order at 6:07 p.m. Welcome to the December Advisory Military Veterans Liaison Committee. I am Jeff DeWitt, the chairman, and we are going to start with, hey, Howard is on. So we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I've got a flag over my shoulder there, so I pledge allegiance to the flag
To the flag of the United States of
America,
and
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, under God, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Amen.
Howard.
I'll do a silent roll call. I'm not going to call off names. I know who's on. Pretty easy to do that with limited attendance. It does concern me a little that a lot of people aren't on. I did hear from Fred and Matt Seebeck that he couldn't make it. And then I had a couple new people, a business owner that is a veteran that Brian Griffin from the Chamber of Commerce put me in touch with, and he seemed very interested in getting involved. So yeah, that's okay. We'll move on, and then I'll do the minutes as I always do. And my minutes are 5-6 pages sometimes. I don't know what's wrong with me, but anyway. So anybody from the public on right now, Larry?
There is one person dialed in.
Okay.
If you'd like to speak, I'm not sure. Is Telesco, are they on or no, Irene?
No, Jeff does the minutes.
Okay, there is
Jeff
someone
is-
dialed in from the public. If you'd like to speak, hit, I believe it's *6 on your phone to mute or unmute. It'll toggle back and forth. If not, we'll move on. No, I guess we don't have anyone.
Okay, then without further ado, we'll move on. This is going to pretty much be a recap of 2021. Kind of a weird year, less weird than 2020 as far as being able to get some things done. It's I find it pretty amazing that even in the middle of what we're dealing with the pandemic, that I was able to get some milestones done in the last couple of years that I'm very happy about, and I think it's going to put a bright light on the city and the veteran community here, and it's great. I love it. And so starting off under old business is the city resource directory for veterans. Every time I think I'm done and close to going final with it, something else pops up that I want to add, and then I shuffle my priorities. And so it's still out there. Matter of fact, Mayor Rilling sent me something about a week ago about people with discharges other than honorable conditions based on sexual preference and that sort of thing, a process to get that changed, and that's important to put in there. And so we're going to add that. And then I have information, thank you, Irene, from somebody that does the mailings for the city. I think we have a pretty reasonable cost to get this out, and this dovetails into let's see, under 5C on the agenda is veteran registry. I was able to get a current list from the tax assessor's office, 1,500 names on there, and the employee that sent that to me said she had been working on it a lot, and so the data is going to be more correct than the first version that we received 2 or 3 years ago, which is great. And so this is not just veterans, it's households that receive a veteran, a tax exemption under veteran status. And it could be widows still receiving that under their loved one's service, but they deserve a copy of what we're going to put together too, and might pick up some knowledge from that. And so looking forward to putting that out. I'm gonna have the committee do one last scrub of that when I think I'm at the 99% point, which should be soon. Coming into a lull in my calendar, not a lot to do over the next couple of months. So I'll definitely have some time to put that together and get that out to the committee for one last scrub. and then we'll get that off to get mailed. I'm looking forward to getting that behind us, and then work on version 2.0 for 2023 maybe. 5B on the agenda is outreach to veterans and families. I do get calls every now and again. Irene sometimes funnels calls to me.
Jeff, I think you're frozen.
Oh, yeah. That's the only problem with Zoom. It's
Jeff,
convenient.
try getting out and getting back in.
Get right back to where we were.
We also have Brian from the chamber on the call.
Hi, Brian.
But he's muted, but Brian's here. And also Paulo Barros is here.
Yes, Paolo, good.
And of course, Leon and Howard.
Yep. All right, thank you. So back to where we were, veteran outreach. Quite often I get calls, and I do take that part of this position as chairman of the committee pretty seriously. If anybody calls City Hall and really needs some help, they've maybe exhausted other sources, and so I like to be that stopgap and maybe get them the help that they need. And so thanks for continuing to do that for us, Irene. I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for your help.
Yeah. So under 5D, partnership with the Norwalk Chamber of Commerce, Brian and I managed to get a web-based form out there to do an initial capture of veteran-owned businesses. One of those veteran-owned business owners is actually on the call. Paolo, thanks for being on.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem at all. I want to continue that process. It being a new year and the holidays and that sort of thing. I kind of want to maybe have a meeting, just you and I, Brian, towards mid-January or so, to kind of circle the wagons on what direction we want to go. And I invite Paolo to be a part of that. I think it's going to take, a lot of people to get that list of veteran-owned businesses accurate and more populated with data. So it's definitely something I want to do. Does that work for you, Brian? Or are you still muted? Paolo, how about you? Are you accepting of a bigger role in this with the chamber?
I sure am. Absolutely.
Nice. Good to hear. And thanks for that. So again, like I said, this is kind of a recap meeting of 2021. 2022 holds a lot of promise, and working with the chamber is something I want to see really take off. So it'll take all of us to do that, this committee and the folks over there at the chamber and other veteran business owners that are veterans as well. Quick update on this is 5E on the agenda. Ceremonies and Honors Subcommittee met on Tuesday, really productive meeting. We recapped Veterans Day, which turned out to be a really nice event and really well attended. I printed 100 programs and we ran out. A good problem to have. It just tells me that there's still interest out there. And there were a lot of kids from Columbus Magnet School who were part of the choir that sang a song to veterans. And I thought that was nice. And a lot of parents were there. And it was nice to see that that's back to being a holiday in Norwalk schools. That wasn't always the case. And so pretty busy time around that time of year too, where schools ask people to come in. Tracy School stands out as one that asks veterans to come in and do an assembly of sorts to talk about their service and that sort of thing. And I love when that happens, because getting the message out to the young folks, you plant the seed of, patriotism and service and, highlighting the lives of people that live in our community that serve the country. I enjoy that piece of it. Moving on. One thing about the Ceremonies and Honors meeting, they have decided to take on 3 events for the city, and that's Pearl Harbor Day, which I emceed this year, and it was lightly attended at City Hall, and we want to kind of use the Ceremonies and Honors Committee. It's like a subcommittee, I suppose, of this committee to get the word out and drum up support for that. They've also agreed to take on the POW MIA ceremony, which happens on the 3rd Friday in September. And there's interest in doing something to commemorate D-Day. We had, at least off the top of my head, 2 Norwalkers who died within the first 3 days of getting into France. And, you know, it'd be a nice opportunity to highlight those people, and if there are any living descendants, to have them participate. So we're looking to ramp that up on June 6th. So that's, I appreciate their willingness to take on more. I think that's, it's right in their name, Ceremonies and Honors. We ought to utilize that manpower to handle those sorts of things. 5F on the agenda is the Purple Heart Monument. Paulo, for your knowledge, Norwalk is a Purple Heart City. We were designated a Purple Heart City on August 7th last year by the Connecticut Military Order of the Purple Heart. And I would like to see some signs maybe at the exits on 95 and the Merritt that kind of designate that. I don't know what that looks like yet, but we'll get there. But the city has funded a monument that's going to be placed in Veterans Park on the brick sidewalk that leads from that sculpture that's about 2 stories tall. The Denial of War is the name of the sculpture. And that brick sidewalk, I have this vision of building that sidewalk out. And we start with this monument to Norwalk's combat wounded, and then move on, maybe a monument for the Revolutionary War and all those that died in that war, and then move on to Civil War, and until we have that. And this is going to take 5 to 10 years, and this is really only in a concept stage right now. But you know, I'd love to get there at some point and get the committee more involved in planning, you know, a 1, 3, 5 year plan on what that looks like. And I think it's important. And we utilize Veterans Park. It's called Veterans Park, but there's not a lot pertaining to veterans there, and I'd like to change that. So an update on the Vietnam plaque at the Shea Mcgrath Memorial at Pasture Beach. That addendum plaque for Major Larry Thorne and Captain Joseph Brown, both of whom were MIA when that plaque was made. Their remains hadn't been found yet, but since that plaque was put up in, I believe, 1971, their remains were identified and now need to be a part of that list, and they are. So it's, if you've ever been down there, you got to walk around the back of it, the side that faces the water, and you can see the addendum plaque right underneath the Vietnam plaque there. And then we're down now. I already talked about future sculptures and monuments at Vets Park and future meetings. I've decided to keep this quarterly, unless the pace of you know, committee business requires us to go monthly again. I'll kind of get a feel for that and let Irene know if we're going to change, because we have to let the public know a lot of rules behind having a city committee and how the calendar and the agenda is put out. There's certain requirements. So once I get a handle on that, I will let Irene know, who is our ace in the hole in City Hall. Thank you for all you do, Irene. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I have one last announcement, and then we can kind of go around the call with whoever's on and whoever has any input or anything. This final announcement has to do with the Wall That Heals. The city of Norwalk applied in 2019 to be on the tour of the Wall That Heals, which is a mobile 3/4 scale replica of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in DC. And that tour pretty much got canceled. There were some cities that were able to pull it off. I don't know how, but they did. And now that the pandemic, we seem to be, on the other side of this, at least my fingers are crossed that we are. So we applied in May of this year. I was told that we were the first city to apply for the 2022 tour. And we officially found out a week ago or so that Norwalk's been selected for June 2nd through the 5th of 2022. All the plans and the committee that's going to handle that, we're just blowing the dust off them, and we're going to regenerate that. And I've got a question about that for you, Irene, in a second here. But one key thing that happened after the official announcement was received and the press kit was sent out by Josh Morgan, I asked the mayor if the city could fund the $10,000 fee to host, and he agreed to do that. He got back to me about a week after my initial ask and said that they found some money in Recreation and Parks budget, which is what this committee's budget falls under, and they're going to be able to host, which relieves us of a lot of things. We're allowed to use the city's insurance. City agencies are going to be rolled in to help on a more wider scale. In 2020, it was going to be the American Legion, the VFW, and Karen Lyons donated $1,000 also. So it was kind of this three-headed beast that was going to take this on. And, I felt that if we got approved for 2022, the best method to kind of expedite the plans and get support within city agencies is to have the city be the named host. And they are, and I'm grateful, extremely grateful. We are still going to do fundraising. There's a lot of ancillary costs that come with hosting. There's fencing, there's feeding the volunteers, cases of water, tents, all kinds of things that need to be done there. And there's, we're going to be using the city's, there's power down there. It's the same power that's used for the Oyster Festival. And so the Exchange Club has already agreed to take on the setup of this event and the teardown. And they know the field very well, where the power outlets are. And we have a good plan in place from when we started planning in 2019, early 2020 for this. And I want to see that go down the drain a bit. But so my question for you, Irene, is the Wall That Heals Committee, being that this is a city event, can we utilize city's Zoom account to have Zoom-based meetings?
Let me ask the mayor.
Okay.
I will get back to you.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I wanted it before Christmas, so I'm looking now at the
If you're
21st and 22nd, so next
sorry.
week. So kind of need an answer.
If you're doing this as part of the military and veteran liaison, then it would just be a special meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, under that umbrella. So I don't think it's going to be an issue.
Okay. I just need to put together an agenda and get that to you within 7 days, right?
Yeah, because you're acting in that capacity anyway. So
that's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay, that's helpful. Thanks. I'll get you an agenda tomorrow for a meeting next on the 22nd, so 9 days from now. That's enough time, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
A special meeting, I think I want to say 48-hour notice, but it could be 24, but better to do 48 hours. That way we comply with FOI regulations.
Okay. I'm going to send the meeting minutes out tomorrow also from this meeting. And I encourage members of this committee to get involved in the planning and execution of this national tour coming to Norwalk for the first time in 21 years. An entire generation has been born since it was here last in 2000. So looking to, at the core of doing this is Vietnam veterans are aging. most are in their 70s and 80s now, and I wanted to do this before too many more pass away, and kind of honor them and their service. And we actually had a nice dinner at the American Legion on October 17th, a Vietnam Veterans Dinner that was attended by around 100 people or so. And we had 2 guest speakers that were fabulous. And then we went through the list of the 18 Norwalkers who were killed in action, including the 2 that were MIA that Norwalk didn't officially count until recently. So that was nice. So that's it for new business. I don't have much under the good of the order other than to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So you want to go around the room, and I can't see the screen because I'm on my phone, but Leon, I know you're on. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
The only thing I was going through my mind is the fact that we've had some, I'm going to say turnover, slight turnover in the committee. Would
Yes.
you be interested to, and again, I have not said anything. I'm just fishing right now. There's a woman that lives across the street from me. She's active in the National Guard. And I guess this time last year, she was in Zaire. They got activated.
Wow.
Would you be interested in having somebody that's active involved in this?
100%. The name of the committee is Military and Veterans Liaison Committee. It is a bit of a mystery about who our military are that are serving. Obviously, nobody on active duty because there's no bases around here. I know we have a guard and reservists in all 5 branches, including the Coast Guard, that live in this town. So I think that's an excellent idea, Leon. Thanks. Give me your contact information, please.
Let me talk to her first. Like
Okay.
I said, right across the street.
Good.
And
Good.
she's, I said National Guard, she's an Army Reserve, I'm sorry.
Okay. Good. Excellent. Thanks for looking out for the strength of the committee. I mean, officially there are 6 at-large positions for veterans. She would fill one of those, or we could change the bylaws and add, 2 or 3 members of the community who are serving, either Guard or Reserve. That might be something we look at in 2022 also.
Well, the
Thanks
other
for
thing I
that,
was looking
Leon.
at was a participation of women.
Right. Good point. Underserved population when it comes to military service. And as a matter of fact, Fairfield County has the lowest number of female veterans in the state,
Wow.
by percentage of population. So, yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
This would be good for us. Yep. Anything else, Leon?
No, that's it for the moment.
Okay.
Other than
Paolo.
wishing everybody a happy, I should say, happy Christmas and a joyous New Year.
Yes, thank you. So Paolo, anything to
Yes.
add, sir?
Yes, I'm just very excited to join the committee. My first meeting this evening. I've been in Norwalk for about 6 years now. I'm a Marine Corps machine gunner back in 04 to 08. And it's just Brian told me about the committee, and it's spoke to Jeff, and it's been a pleasure, and I'm looking forward to joining you guys in every single meeting and making a difference.
That's great.
Excellent. Thanks for that. We have a lot of exciting things coming up. We've gotten some major things done, and there's a lot on the horizon. The more the merrier, and I appreciate your enthusiasm. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right. Yep. Brian Griffin, are you
Brian
unmuted?
is having technical difficulties. He couldn't unmute, but he's here. He's listening. So maybe
Seems
next
like the theme of the meeting, technical difficulties.
I
I
know.
hate to end the year with this, but we managed to pull it off. That's all right. Howard Dixon, how about you, sir?
Jeff, currently working on for Memorial Day Parade, a flyover, and it's in progress. Mayor Rilling's on board, and as soon as all the activities take place within the FAA and other entities, hopefully we'll get approved for that request, because Memorial Day parades, veterans activities and stuff like that are one of the criteria to get that
Okay.
authorized. Should be down the road, Bill. We should know.
Can't wait. That'll be a lot of fun. And if we
Oh,
get
yeah.
like an inter-service flyover, you know, maybe one of your son's planes and then some Army helicopters, you know, I'm not asking too much, am I?
Well, basically right now we've asked for the 103rd Airlift Wing, which is based in Hartford or Bradley, actually, at the airport there, because they're in close proximity. And the decision to allow whomever can fly over is not ours. It belongs to the Air Force and Department of Defense once the paperwork reaches their desks.
And you're handling all the paperwork?
I'm the liaison. I believe the lady in my upper right is taking care of the majority of the paperwork.
Thank you both for that. That's exciting. Yeah, and if I could plug the Veterans Memorial Ceremony too down at Pasture. I know that's been done in the past, but that is scheduled for May 15th of 2022. And you know, if these units are on, you know, training, you know, like a guard weekend and need some hours to come fly across Long Island Sound, we would be happy to have them.
Sure. Yeah, well, they train 365 days a year, so that aircraft is always available to
Nice.
everyone, including us. Yes.
Wonderful. All right, Irene, anything?
Not much, but I'm here if you need anything.
Okay, great. I did send you the 4 dates, the 4 quarterly dates for meetings
Yes.
next year. First one's in March. I may, because of the Wall That Heals, I may move that to monthly, just for planning purposes. I think it's important to get a lot of people involved in this. So more to come on that. Irene, I'll get back to you on that, okay?
Okay, that
All right.
works.
Does anybody have anything else? All right. Well, call the meeting adjourned at 6:40. Thank you, Larry Manzi, for your continuous support and from IT. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, Jeff. Everyone have a
All right.
happy holiday. Yeah?
Exactly. Yes, you too.
Happy
All right. Be
holidays.
well, everybody. Thank you very much
Bye.
for being here
Thanks.
tonight.
Thanks,
night.
Jeff.
Bye.